Hey, we are back. Final break. We're having some fun this morning. We're in for BKP, RFG, BAC, Rhinestone and Burlap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get a cover gig with Diamond and Silk. We want a piece of that action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Once again, we are North Georgia's only live online morning show, and we're gonna close today with some thoughts about the royal family and the upcoming nuptials that we've got. I know Amanda's got a piece that she wants to talk about. Ms. Markle might have some tax issues. Is that right, Amanda?
Yeah, well, as you guys know, tomorrow is the final day for our taxes. So I actually saw this interesting article that a Diane Mahaney, and she is a tax lawyer with Kaplan and Drysdale, and she advertises for international and private clients, had actually reached out to Megan Markle about her royal assets.
Her royal what?
Assets.
Her royal assets?
Assets,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was a two-syllable word or what, okay?
But I found that really interesting because, you know, they're not even married yet, and they're already hounding her about what she has with the royal family. So and I actually wasn't aware that if you were loaned things like a tiara or bracelets or whatever have you from the Queen, that you had to report that to the IRS. What do you guys think about that?
Well, you know, Bruce has lived overseas, and yeah, I think he's probably had to fight those battles. Thank the Lord I haven't. And once again, like Amanda said, tax day, folks, if you owe Uncle Sam, if you need to file, the 17th is your cutoff day.
That would be tomorrow.
That would be tomorrow, yep. The 15th fell on a Sunday, as everybody knows. That was my granddaughter's birthday. That's how I remember. That was yesterday. Anyway, so we've got one day in between. Get it out there. Bruce, weigh in on how that works. I think you are a resident expert.
Well, I used to be a resident expatriate.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah, this exposes the pernicious side of the Internal Revenue Service. We are the only country in the world that taxes its citizens on worldwide income. So in the case where an expatriate goes overseas to work, essentially, they go to, let's say, Germany, and the income they get from their job in Germany is taxed. But if they have an IRA, if they have a bank account in the U.S., drawing interest, if they have any kind of dividends, rental property, all that income has to be put together in one big pot, and they tax you accordingly. Now, you do get some relief if you pay a higher tax in a foreign country. You get credit for that against your U.S. taxes. But the interesting thing in Miss Megan's case is that whatever asset she's bringing into the marriage, she has to make.
I think they're substantive, right? I mean, I think she's got a pretty decent asset base from her acting career and things like that.
I would think. I mean, whatever the number is, I mean, you know, she's bringing that in the marriage. But when an American marries a foreigner, or a non-citizen, if you will, all the things that they bring into the marriage become taxable. I mean, this is a big surprise for men and women that come to the U.S. and marry an American. Suddenly, everything they have from their previous, their earlier life, their career, is now being taxed by the U.S. And it's a very pervasive, pernicious system. And some people, if they marry a foreigner or a non-citizen, they essentially make a decision if they stay an American citizen or not. They can renounce their citizenship because the tax burden for people can be overwhelming. I mean, it can wipe out a lot of the assets that you've accumulated in your life.
Isn't that some of the scuttlebutt that she's considering?
Yes, I believe. Well, Amanda maybe could answer that she's maybe thinking about that. One of the things, though, IRS gets you going out the door. If you
don't let the door hit you, but hey.
Yeah, but leave your wallet because they say, okay, they will take a snapshot of your assets and holdings and everything that you have here in the U.S. That they know about, And
frozen in time, so to speak.
yeah, and as you take the plane to go to Great Britain to marry the prince, they will say, okay, you have $4 million in assets, as an example, and they will do a departure tax on your $4 million of assets. So they get you coming or going, and that's one thing. All these politicians, they talk about this and that. You talk about some rules and things like that. They could spend time on making it easier for U.S. citizens and businesses to work internationally, not even going into the royal marriage area. They could spend a lot of time doing that and make it easier for American citizens and companies to keep their hard-earned pay.
Yeah, well, I don't know what she's going to do, but
she's going to get taxed no matter what.
She's getting a lot of scrutiny, and I'm sure she'll weather the storm if she wants to. She wants to make a mark in the royal family, but yeah, we'll see what happens on that. Amanda, thanks for bringing that to us.
You are very welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you know what, folks? In the last 5 minutes, we're going to wrap up this fun morning, I think, for both of us.
Fun morning.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Rhinestone and silk.
It's burlap. Rhinestone and burlap.
I would be truly remiss if I didn't. We make fun. We jump back and forth. The people here at Fetcher News, first and foremost, they're friends of ours. And Brian, Samantha, the general manager, Amanda has jumped in and done a phenomenal job in producing the show for Brian every morning. She's got 3 children. She gets off to school. Her husband, her partner, they work hard in the community, and she comes to work every day with a smile on her face, I think. Every time I've seen her, she does. Sam, the same way. Monday mornings are tough for all of us. But this group of people, Brian notwithstanding.
Let's not forget Lisa.
Yeah, and Lisa. They as a team work very, very hard to bring North Georgia the current news, the current political climate, what's going on at the school boards, what's going on at the city councils, what's going on at the county meetings. Lonnie's out there beating the bushes. I can't remember everybody's name.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason Sports. And I'm sorry that I can't, because you two are a really, really big part of what goes on here every day. Bruce and I commented during the break that this would be tough.
Yes, sir.
This would be tough, especially for 2 old white guys, okay, up here in North Georgia. We're going to make our gig with Diamond and Silk. We're going to live off their coattails, all right? But it would be very tough to make it interesting every day. And they truly do, because I watch the show a lot, participate in the show. And like I said, we're friends with these people. We support these people. The merchants that you see when we run those 2- and 3-minute commercial spots, those are folks that we see every day. We support
local businesses.
The local businesses. We try to buy local up here. We support local. We are truly a very giving community.
Yes.
With all of the charitable organizations, Feed Fannin, the Gilmer equivalent. We've got.
I think it's safe to say you could go to a charitable event every week here, every week or every weekend, every week of the year. You could do that.
Right.
There's always something going on that satisfies a need. Feed Fannin, Humane Society. The hospitals, there's always something going on.
And we've got apple blossom festivals, we've got Taste of Blue Ridge, we've got the Humane Societies in all the different counties. The same merchants get hit on every time.
Fire and Ice, Wine and Jazz Festival.
Yeah, I mean, they get hit on constantly. And you know what? They keep coming back. The folks keep coming up here to North Georgia. So, we're proud of what we've got up here. And Bruce, you've got anything to add to that?
Are we going to do hits and misses, or are we going to...
Hits and misses? And no, let's save that for Friday.
Okay, we'll save that for Friday.
We don't want to mess up the form. We need to stay in character today.
Okay.
It's kind of, the Rhinestone.
I just say,
and Burlap.
it's been fun working with you, Rhinestone. It's always
and
good.
to you, Burlap.
No, this has been great. We hope you enjoyed it and learned a little something, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody here. We appreciate the time. Brian is going to be back with you tomorrow morning, and let's see. Don't forget, we've got Post 2 commissioners tomorrow morning at the office here with Brian in studio
at 8:15. Woody Jensen. At 8:40, Jerry Tuso. And at 9 a.m., Carlene Ferguson, your candidates for Post 2.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about the 60s and the current climate, what we got going on right now. I'd love to press Brian and see if he'd give Bruce and I a little bit of time, because we could really have some fun going back and doing a little compare and contrast to the hardcore times we got going on now, to what we had going on in the 60s, everything that came about. There's so many things that happened in the 60s that we could cover. The Kennedy assassination. We had
Martin Luther King.
We had Martin Luther King. We had Robert Kennedy. As the song says, where are they? Where are they now? Well, I won't go into that. We can sing that. Yeah, save that. There were so many things that happened in that decade. The riots at Chicago, the whole world is watching during the Democratic National Convention.
Landing on the moon.
Oh,
boy.
Yeah, the landing on the moon, that could be a whole other segment for me, let me tell you. But if Brian would let us, we'd love to come back sometime other than just the All-Star panel. We've loved it here this morning. I know I'm rambling on. But thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda, for guiding the ship and putting up the videos in excellent shape. Thank you, Sam. Brian, be careful on the road, because tomorrow morning I want to sleep, okay? I will get up at 8 o'clock to come watch your show, but right here in the office, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Brian will be here live in studio. Thanks for your time. Thanks, everybody. And we are out.